Hello everyone, and welcome to my Buzzword Readathon wrap-up. The challenge for this readathon was to read books with the title that included the words who, what, when, where, why, or how. I cheated a little bit. Both of the books that I read for this readathon had the word in the tagline rather than in the title proper itself, but they were both on my TBR and they vaguely fit the challenge, so I applied them to the readathon. The first book that I read was Witches by Kathryn Meyer Griffith. The tagline for this is They Are Everywhere. The premise of this book is that a good witch lives out in the forest and ends up encountering the effects of a bad witch from a few hundred years ago and has to deal with that. I could not get through this book. It was very one-dimensional, with the good witch being completely good and flat, and then the bad witch being completely evil. There wasn't much nuance, I wasn't hooked, and the pacing was really slow and really dry. Also, a lot of the sentences were in sentence fragments, so the reading experience was very jarring that way. I DNF'd it, gave it 1 star. The second book that I read was Jane by Robin Maxwell. The tagline for this is The Woman Who Loved Tarzan. It is, as you can tell by the title, a Tarzan retelling, but from the perspective of Jane. And oh my gosh, I loved this book. First of all, the writing is gorgeous. A lot of it takes place in Africa in these very Eden-like settings, and the writer really gets you into that setting with the way that she describes not just the physical landscape, but the way that it affects the characters and how they feel so grounded in these new things that they're experiencing. It was utterly gorgeous. I thought it was really complex with a lot of characters and motivations and a lot going on with the different groups within Africa that they meet and the different groups in England that are causing conflicts. I thought it was all handled and balanced really well. Jane's character was awesome. She did have a little bit of the attitude, oh, I don't like dresses and frilly things, and I want to be an academic, so I'm better than the other girls, at least at the beginning. But she does grapple with it. It's a minor point, but she does work on that at least a little bit in her reflections throughout the book, especially on her mother, who is very much the proper English lady. So I appreciated that it was tackled at least a little bit. But her ambition and determination and intelligence really made this book shine. I have not read the original Tarzan stories, so I can't compare anything in this book to them, but the way everything was presented in this book was really engaging. Lots of adventure, lots of character growth, and I just really enjoyed it. I had some minor issues with some of the framing on backstories and how they were portrayed in the book, but they were so minor it didn't detract from my enjoyment of it, and I highly, highly recommend this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. That's everything that I read for the Buzzword Readathon. Let me know down in the comments if you participated in this readathon, if you've read any of these books, and what your thoughts on them are. Thanks for joining me.